VR headsets have been around a lot longer than you may think. From NASA's VR headsets used for training astronauts back in 1989 to Nintendo's Virtual Boy in 1995, companies have been enthralled by virtual worlds for decades. Back then, most were satisfied to have a headset that served as a tool to complete a job, or a toy to enjoy a game. But now, the holy grail is to design a VR headset that can accomplish all of the above. Today we have our hands on Meta's Quest 3 advanced all-in-one VR headset, featuring high-resolution color cameras, improved depth mapping sensors, smaller, more accurate controllers, and a new Qualcomm Snapdragon XR2 Gen 2 chipset. Meta's Quest 3 represents their latest effort to bring mixed reality headsets to the masses. So, we're going to put the Quest 3 through its paces and ask ourselves how productive, entertained, and social one can be in the metaverse. Before we dive into work or play, let's go over some quality of life improvements. First off is the display. The Quest 3's display is 2064 by 2208 pixels per eye at up to 120 Hz. The display is very sharp. Menus and games are clearer than ever before. The high refresh rate makes moving around in virtual or augmented spaces feel natural and smooth. Speaking of augmented spaces, the cameras on the front of the headset are full color and twice as detailed as the Quest Pro. The higher quality cameras makes the pass-through function feel as close to natural as I've ever seen in the headset. Now, the cameras aren't perfect. There are a few problems when you bring items super close to your face, but other than that, I felt comfortable enough with the pass-through function to walk through the B&H corporate offices, relying on the Quest 3 cameras to see where I was going. I draw the line at going outside. At 104 degrees, the field of view is comfortable in a controlled environment, but nowhere near enough to navigate through basic outdoor tasks, like crossing a street safely. The Quest 3 also has impressive mapping capabilities. By just looking around the space, the headset will create a digital map taking notes of walls, obstacles, and furniture. Once this is complete, you can create a boundary of safe areas for you to operate in. When you step outside of said boundary, the pass-through cameras turn on, allowing you to see whatever obstacles are in your way. The Quest 3 is also incredibly intuitive to operate. First, the controllers are smaller and more comfortable to hold than its predecessor. In my time using them to navigate menus, spaces, games, etc., I can't think of a single time the controller was inaccurate. It's a lot more fun, however, to control the Quest 3 with your hands. You can manipulate, grab, and press virtual items with your hands. I'll be honest, it's not perfect given that it's limited by the field of vision of the headset's cameras, but what it can do is super intuitive and fun. When you're looking at a menu, you can reach out, grab it, and move it anywhere you want. Not the right size? Pinch the corners and drag it to a size that suits you. You can press buttons, scroll through lists, and more, all with your fingers. While it will show you all of your fingers, it only allows you to select things with your index fingers, so actions like typing are significantly slower than if you had an actual keyboard. Even if it could track all of your fingers, I can't imagine what it would be like to type without the feedback when you press the virtual key. Either way, I had a lot more fun using my hands than the controllers. The headset is very comfortable to wear. At 1.1 pounds, the Quest 3 is about the same weight as the Quest 2 and a little less than the Quest Pro that came before it. The padding is comfortable and it feels fairly natural with the default strap. One concern I have is the inability to remove said strap or padding. After playing games that require a lot of physical movement, I'd expect the padding to absorb sweat, so the fact that you can't remove the padding to sanitize it is a potential downside. The final quality of life improvement that I'll mention is the ability to adjust the distance between the display and the viewer's face. This makes it possible for people who wear glasses, like myself, to wear their glasses inside the headset. We all know it's possible to play games with Meta's Quest 3 headsets, but what's it like to work with them? The Meta Store features applications capable of controlling Windows, Apple, or Linux computers remotely. Immerse, for instance, can remotely control your computer, add up to 5 virtual displays, and connect Bluetooth keyboards directly to your Quest 3 headset. Be warned, you will need a reliable network to get solid performance out of this setup. For best performance, they recommend connecting your computer to your network with an Ethernet cable and connecting the Quest 3 to a 5 GHz bandwidth network. At my parents' house, where they rely on a router supplied by their internet provider, I found the performance laggy and slow. Satisfactory for word processing, Excel sheets, or browsing the internet, but not much else. At my home, where I have an Asus AC2900 gaming router, I found the performance reliable enough to edit video in DaVinci Resolve. In my test, I was able to create a virtual monitoring setup that would have cost thousands of dollars to produce in real life with a headset that cost less than $1,000. And while I can't say I trust a VR headset for color grading more than my calibrated displays, I can say that editing with 4 displays gave me more than enough space to organize video and audio files in my media pool, edit video, dedicate a virtual monitor for a clean feed, and browse the internet at the same time. Now for the fun part. Gaming was already great on the Quest 2 and Quest VR Pro that came before it, and it's only gotten better on the Quest 3. Games like Beat Saber and Super Hot are smooth, crisp, and clear thanks to the new Qualcomm Snapdragon XR2 Gen 2 processor, and boost from 6GB of RAM on the Quest 2 to 8GB of RAM on the Quest 3. The real star again, however, is hand tracking. Meta's First Hand is a showcase of everything that's possible with hand tracking. From plugging in virtual cables to pressing virtual buttons and picking up virtual remotes and operating virtual consoles, First Hand demonstrates that there is a promising future in immersive AR and VR games that use hand tracking instead of controllers. On top of all that, Meta has an impressive lineup of new games on the horizon that will have you dodging projectiles, conquering foes, and exploring new worlds. For those of you that are less adventurous, the Meta headset is also excellent at displaying content. Is it better than watching Netflix on an actual television? Close, but not quite. After all, it's much harder to enjoy popcorn with a giant headset on your face. But it's certainly better than watching on your phone or tablet while traveling in the backseat of a car or in an airplane. I just wish it had the ability to connect earbud headphones to avoid disturbing my neighbors. And as a side note, for anyone who likes to meet up with their friends in the metaverse, you have legs now. I was pleased to see full-bodied avatars in the metaverse. The Meta Quest 3 is an excellent entry point for anyone curious about virtual or augmented reality headsets. The headset is comfortable to wear and intuitive to navigate whether using the controller or your hands. Consumers will find a ton of games to play thanks to the backwards compatibility with the Quest 2, and there are many Quest 3 optimized games on the horizon. The headset is also an excellent way to watch content. It allows you to create a personalized movie theater-like experience, whether in the comfort of your own home or in a cramped airplane seat. The biggest downsides are its reliance on connection to the internet and short battery life. If you're interested in using it for work, the Meta Quest 3 has some interesting home office use cases. Professionals can create virtual work environments that would take thousands of dollars in equipment and installation fees to create in real life, and applications like Immersed allow you to access your computer remotely, empowering you to take your virtual office to coffee shops, hotel rooms, or any other location with a stable internet connection. The biggest limitation, once again, is battery life, as even when plugged in, the headset drains power faster than it charges. So as the saying goes, if all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, then some work and lots of play makes the Quest 3 a functional toy. But what are your thoughts on Meta's Quest 3 advanced all-in-one VR headset? Can you see yourself commuting to the metaverse or just vacationing? Let us know in the comments below. I'm Jabari from B&H. Have a fun day.